So, welcome. What will we talk about on number 5 today, Riley?
We are talking about being a retired athlete.
Because we went so far with our athletic careers.
Yeah, well, just the transition going from collegiate athleticism to normal everyday person, and I don't know, struggles maybe with that and things that you're like,
Everything athletics.
yeah, I'm like, how is this so not normal?
All right. Speaking of athleticism and athletics, we're going to attempt to do a little boxing intro.
Oh gosh.
Are you ready to rumble?
I don't think either of us have the voice for that.
No, neither. But do you want to go ahead and go first?
No, you are going first.
Trust me. You have to go first.
Mine is so bad.
It's okay. Mine's going to be fine. Then yours can be bad and I'll be medium.
All right. So, Martin Arispe, the Crimson Chin, best husband on planet Earth, but can't tell that his wife flirts with him. That's all I got.
Okay. Well, you forgot the green corner piece.
Oh.
It's okay. I'm in the green corner.
You're in the green corner.
She's ultra pregnancy brain today.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't even function.
So, in the red corner, weighing in at Don't You Dare Ask, Riley Pregnancy Brain Arispe.
Don't you dare ask. I couldn't even tell you my weight right now if you asked me.
No, it was the only things that I had that were comedic were anything she claims she's eating for 2.
Shut it. It's for the baby.
Yes.
It's for the baby.
Riley is for the baby. Arispe.
That was a good one.
All right. So we did the boxing intro. It landed. Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll have fun with it. Maybe they'll give us some better intros.
Yeah, we'll have to.
Yeah. Let us know what intros you would have for us.
We'll have to do something.
Yeah.
Help us.
I know you at least got your pickup line for the day, right?
I do.
Okay.
That's easy.
Do you want to go first or second?
Well, I always go first.
Oh, ladies first.
Oh, okay.
Riley, I always go first.
Okay. Dang, boy. Is your name Wi-Fi? Because I feel a connection.
Because I'm cutting out.
No. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, that was good. So I would rate that a good 7.
Okay.
Okay. That would get me.
That would get you.
Yeah. Because it's not saying it'd get me super excited, but be like, okay, she put effort into it. She might like me.
Okay.
All right. Mine's definitely not. You're probably going to rank it a little bit lower, but.
Okay.
So pretend that you just gave me your number.
All right.
I'm going to save your name as Cardio because you take my breath away.
Oh my God.
You know, the athletic episode, try to go a little bit fitness. Try to make it original versus always making it, from Google, but
yeah, I think
there we go.
I think that would have been a 2.
Yeah. But technically in that, I already had your number, so would you take it away? Be like, never mind.
I'd be like, and with that said, I actually gave you the wrong number.
Yeah.
Let me give you the correct number.
Like,
and it's
Cardio. Not. Is that Spanish?
Is that Spanish? You would think that I'm dumb.
Never. Pregnancy brain.
Pregnancy brain is real.
Yeah. It's been a rough 10 minutes.
Oh.
Or at what point did your fatigue settle in today?
Oh my! The second I was done cleaning today,
Got it.
I had moved around all the furniture.
Yes.
Did the rugs, scrubbed the floors, and then we went to Walmart.
Usual wife stuff.
Get him.
Don't cancel me.
Get him.
So, I'm sure people want to know how we're going to treat or approach Gianna with her athletic endeavors. And the kids always ask us, is she going to play volleyball? Maybe we've already talked about that piece of it, but how do you raise a young athlete, and what have we seen so far within the athletes that we work with? Or first, we'll do what we plan with Gigi.
Okay.
And then we'll share some of our experiences.
Well, I know we've had conversations about having her try just multiple different things, and also having her not only being tied to her athletic or just being an athlete in general, but having some kind of craft behind it, I think is really important. So on top of her being an athlete of whatever sport she chooses, because although I'm heavily involved in volleyball and you're at the gym all the time, I want her to pick what she likes and not just do something because she's familiar. Yeah. And I'm too short for volleyball, so she...
What's my favorite word?
So she is going to already be slim pickings unless she works extremely hard.
Yeah.
Or she's okay playing at a smaller school.
So not having... Definitely one thing we want to teach her is to not have her identity be rooted in sports. Yeah. And I think it's always so... Not to go straight into growing up, but when people talk about how nervous they are because of X, Y, or Z, or kids that we experience. Mm-hmm. I'm nervous because this person's in the crowd, or because my parents. I'm like, why are you nervous? You're like,
I never had
just
that.
kind of correlates into the. Yeah, I never had it because I could care less if I was of course I wanted to be good and put forth my best effort, but I trusted the work ethic that I had leading up to it. I think being nervous usually comes with not being prepared. So we want to make sure that one, Gianna's identity is not rooted in her athletic endeavors.
Yes, and I want her to know who she is outside of her sport, because we did it mainly as a job to help us pay for school. That's how I always took athletics.
Yeah, and another thing that I want Gianna to know early on, because early on she's probably just going to do soccer, t-ball, whatever that, maybe gymnastics if we can get into that.
Yeah.
Because she's got so much energy.
So much.
And I love it, but I'm also kind of that nervous dad of quit running in the house. I'm an anti-running in the house type of person. She's already hit her head
multiple times. She doesn't have a great awareness. She just goes.
Yeah, she full send. At one speed.
It's 110% all the time.
Yeah. Which would be great for athleticism. Right. And but one thing I want to teach her early on is how to be a good teammate. And how, especially because she's going to be involved in this sports world because of both of us coaching, I don't want her to come across egotistical or I know this, I've been doing this since I was 4, how come you don't? Because we're probably not going to get her involved in the competitive type sports. I mean, I know that there's games at every level, but travel or anything like that, we don't plan on doing it until, I don't know, 7th, 8th grade at the earliest.
At the earliest, I think. It would honestly depend on has she been responsible enough to even handle a sport?
Athlete or grades come first.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know, it just depends on where we're at that point. But I really do believe that if she can't follow certain disciplinary things that are set in place already, sports is a reward. Mm-hmm. And I want her to also learn how to earn her play, because then she's actually going to want to do it and not just be like, my mom put me in sports or my dad put me in sports because I have a lot of energy,
Yeah. And discipline is one of the key things to being a good athlete anyways. Mm-hmm. Not that I'm not claiming that I was the best athlete.
We learned a lot the older we got.
The level of skill set that I had was about 90% because of discipline and work ethic. It was not like I had the raw speed or athleticism. Same. I'll get into that later. But
so to you...
having her be a good teammate
Yeah.
It's a big priority.
What does being a good teammate look like for you?
So from previous experiences, my dad coached me and my cousin in Pop Warner football from like, I don't know, 3rd grade to 7th grade. And I feel like I wasn't that coach's kid that's super egotistical or, like tries to walk around with a big head. Mm-hmm. But I definitely, because I also put in the work outside of practice, but I definitely wasn't the best teammate to certain individuals. Like, that middle school age where it's just easy to
pick on people.
pick on people. Like that's not cool.
Yeah.
And so one kid in particular, I forgot his name. Sorry, but I mean it's not like I would name drop anyways. But there's one kid in particular I remember in practices just like kind of picking on him a little bit, not verbally because I wasn't that kind of kid, but like doing things intentionally, like bumping him here or there. That would
rude.
Yeah, well, it's football, so like,
I guess
the egotistical part of football of like going against somebody that you could beat, and that's just it wasn't.
Was he a good football player?
No.
Is that why you picked on him?
I honestly don't remember. I just know that it was like being off the ball type plays. Mm-hmm. Giving him a little bump just because I can type stuff, which is stupid.
I'm curious if he ever went home and was like, Mom, Dad.
Probably. And that's why
I do in this situation.
Yeah. I mean, if I ever had the opportunity to crack back block, you do that. Like, this is early 2000s. So
I have no idea what a crack.
I know. I'm going to just stop right there.
Crack back block?
Crack back block. Yeah. It's illegal. My senior year of college is when they started labeling it as like a targeting foul. I wish you could show Joey. I'm gonna. Oh, she let go. Dang it.
If she does it again, I'll
record it.
Yeah.
Anyway, she has our dog Joey. She has a toy. It's a pretzel. I'm gonna look ridiculous mimicking it, but like a seagull trying to like, or a pelican trying to gobble it down. She's like,
and her eyes are like going crazy.
Yeah.
Sorry. Intermission.
Yep.
That's funny.
But also, in college, this all ties into being a good teammate. A friend of mine who we played high school ball, Demlo. Mm. Sorry, name dropping, but he's never gonna watch this, nor really care. But
yeah,
he was 1 grade older than me, so he went off to college, obviously 1 year before me. So my sophomore year, the incoming freshman class, even though I was a sophomore, he was technically a junior. It was my first year of college football because I didn't play my freshman year. And I was, close with some of the freshmen there. And the kid that also played the same position as Demlo, we would just bicker back and forth about like his playing time, and I fed into it. And Demlo had his I'm not trying to.
Would he be a spicy player?
Yeah, he was just a very mouthy, not like roid rage type guy, but he was,
obnoxious.
No, he's just like that. he was just a loud individual, and I definitely did not have his back by talking behind his back to the other kid, like, yeah, you should be getting more playing time. He, isn't even that good or whatever. And the good thing that he did is Demlo came right up to me. He's like, dude, what's going on? Like, we carpool when we're back home.
Yeah.
And, I thought we were pretty close. Why are you talking? And I was like, it was a good eye-opening moment for me of like, that is true. Why am I talking about my teammates behind their back?
Yeah.
And I didn't necessarily view it as, either way I was in the wrong 100%, but I didn't necessarily view it as tearing him down, probably because I was blinded to, other things. And it was, either way, it was 100% wrong. So from that point on, I was like, yeah. And you you see it, and I'm sure that's all athletes go through that. So when you have the opportunity, don't tear your teammates down. Even if it's a one-on-one conversation, don't put somebody else's name in your mouth. If you're directly talking to one person, only lift up that one person. Don't tear another teammate down.
Yeah.
And so stuff like that is what I mean. What I want Gianna to be a good teammate is sharing that story, sharing those experiences.
Yeah. Well, I will say, you're not always going to be perfect in those situations. We've all been there, done that. I could tell you a story.
Go ahead. Riley's athletic flaw now.
Well, this will be actually really cool to talk about. We'll talk about playing. What does it actually mean to like play with a purpose and play for Christ? But I can easily say that was not my athletic style growing up. So my family we're half Samoan, and
just the lower half, just the legs down.
I would say probably my appetite, but
Yeah.
but don't go there.
Claim she's eating for two.
So plus my mom's from New York, so it's just like I would say we're a pretty aggressive family. We're extremely competitive, and playing wise, I didn't know how to not play without being angry. And that was like my fuel in order for me to perform well.
Wow.
And if I wasn't mad, if I wasn't playing with some kind of aggression, then it felt like I didn't care.
Keep going. I'm just going to take that away from Joey.
Yeah, go for it. So there was one time I think it was my senior year of high school, that or my junior year. And we played a match. We played terribly. And I remember going, my dad had taken me home with my cousin, and someone had asked for a ride. And I was like, hey, like we can easily give you a ride home. Don't worry about it. Where do you live? And so when we were sitting in the car, me, my dad, and my cousin always digest the games. And we're always like going over numbers, going over stats, who performed well, who didn't perform well, where can we improve? And I remember opening up my mouth, and I didn't say anything necessarily bad.
Directly to her or about her?
Not about her. I was just like, hey, like our defense was bad. And I was like, so-and-so couldn't pick up a ball, and it was just a bad game. And I'm so like peeved about it, and I don't know what to do because I felt like I did everything I could. What could I have done, Dad? And that girl took that as me talking crap about the entire team. So she went to the entire team the next day and told everybody that I was talking like mad trash about XYZ.
I'm sorry, but that just shows that she wasn't a high level competitor.
She wasn't.
Because you have a victim mindset when you're not like, I don't mean to cut you off, but
good.
Like, I would love to have a teammate that would, and I did. We had teammates that like, we just talk very direct about that type of stuff. Criticizing is not negative.
Right.
Talking trash is completely different than like, yeah.
Right.
But go ahead.
But into like, when you talk about like perspectives and like what actually makes a good teammate, what do you do in that instance? I was not a good teammate in that instance when I found out that she had went to all my other teammates and had started all this unnecessary high school drama. So I went up to her and I threatened to beat her up.
Yeah, definitely don't do that.
So please, don't do that. Because she questioned my character, and I felt like I was betrayed in a way. And I was like, I gave you a ride home. You were disrespectful. Like if I was like a mobster Italian, like that kind of.
Yeah.
I was like, you come into my house, you disrespect my what I'm saying.
My father's car.
So I just went into this like mob mode, and it didn't help that I had cousins backing me up there, and they're like, yeah, go do it. So you could be a bad teammate, also just not on the court, and things happen. But that was a little side tangent story. So how do we play for Christ? And when did we learn that?
Playing for an audience of one is what Coach Ware called it. So
I like that.
Yeah. We didn't really talk about Coach Ware before, but he was my high school receivers coach, and his son was also on the team. His son was a year older than me, but he was just a faith-based coach that would always he started the Abolish for Christ Bible study with us on Wednesday nights, and every conversation that we had once we had started that, he would always just tie in little bits like that of playing for an audience of one, meaning, which also helped with like the nerve thing earlier. Like I'm not playing for my parents. I'm not playing to impress. Like, you're not playing to impress anybody. You're playing because you have a love for the game, one, but then playing in a way that honors God, meaning quit whining about referees. Yeah. That's another thing that he talked about. So there's 4 things you can't control in football. It's a little bit different in volleyball, but the officials, like the refs, the atmosphere, so like the parents and the crowd and that stuff, the field conditions, which isn't necessarily applicable in indoor volleyball, and Joey made me forget the 4th. But there was and then the other team, if you can't control, which kind of goes into atmosphere, but there's just certain things that you can't control. So just know what you can control and play to the best of your ability without making excuses or playing for an audience of one.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I don't think I understood it until I started dating you and you actually introduced me to FCA. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't until college that I was like, oh, I wish someone brought this up to me. I felt 10 times more free when it came down to playing. And I didn't feel like I had like this ego backing up the way I played. And I didn't feel like I had to like do the whole political game and whatever. And since then, because I also started coaching around the same time I played in college. Since then, I was like, oh, you know what? If I'm going to learn how to like play for Christ while I'm in college, I should also learn how to coach that way too. So you introducing that part of what FCA is and your stories with Coach Ware like really impacted me to make sure that I'm providing that service to not only myself, but my own athletes. So way to go, Coach Ware.
Yeah, Joey just kicked Koa off. She wants her time.
Yeah, she's
being very needy today.
She's been very needy today.
But we didn't take him out to the dog park.
No, we didn't. I did take them for a little walk.
Okay. Give your dogs attention because they're part of your family too.
Yes.
Anything else on Gianna and things that we want to teach her? Or should we?
Ooh. Nope.
Well, I guess playing for an audience of one and just how to play in a way that honors God kind of transitions into the verse for the day. So Colossians 3:23 says, whatever you do, work at it with all of your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters, which is pretty self-explanatory. But and I guess I'll claim pregnancy brain on this one too, but brain's a little bit fog of like the full context of that chapter. But I know that Paul is obviously writing a letter to the Corinthians, and maybe they were complaining. I think that's also the section that talks about do not complain. But that, in a sense, is talking about playing for an audience of one, and it's not just flipping a switch when you're in your sport, but the way that you live your life. Like, you can't separate. I know that, that's what's glamorized in athletics.
Having like an alter ego.
Yeah, having the Mamba mentality. That's one thing that we could definitely talk about too.
I love Mamba though.
Yeah. So, side tangent. Almost the complete opposite of playing for an audience of one. But part of it is having that just go-getter mentality. It doesn't have to come from a place of ego directly.
No.
And so you can balance out, Mamba mentality with playing in a way that honors God, because the 5 pillars, I know them. It's been a while, but he talks about being passionate, which obviously is pillar number 1. You gotta, if you don't care about your sport or what you're trying to put your effort into, the result is you're never going to have enough juice in the tank to push past the other obstacles that get in your way. So being passionate, obsessive, which kind of goes with passion, but having an eye and a work ethic for the small details. Resilience, overcoming the obstacles, because you're gonna roll an ankle. You're gonna have something like something's gonna get in your way during your athletic career at some point, whether it be physical or mental. Being relentless, meaning you know what you know, also accepting what you don't know, but you know what works, sticking to the plan, and just putting in the work that you need to put in. And last, fearless, which you can't. If you're fearful, you're gonna hesitate, and when you hesitate, you're gonna mess up.
Yeah.
Anything else? Go ahead.
Well, no, just if you don't know what Mamba is, it's Kobe's.
Everybody knows what Mamba Mentality is.
Not everybody.
Then they're not a true athlete.
You have to talk to the newer athletes.
Okay, but I don't care who you are. You have at some point heard of Mamba Mentality.
I would hope so.
A book. It's okay for the kids that are 16 and older. Relentless by Tim Grover. He was the trainer for Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Dwayne Wade, and he talks about the 3 different types of athletes, what he labels as. A lot of people have heard of like the closer, but there's a cooler, somebody that you would, is hesitant to take the game-winning shot or be in the spotlight because they didn't put the effort or the details into preparation that they needed to. Then there's the closer, the person that can make the game-winning shot if put in the position. And then there's the cleaner, which is you're just always in that mindset. This is a different level of, like, it's not just, oh, cool, they made that one shot, the big play. A cleaner is somebody that's like putting in all of the work behind the scenes. And that's one thing of being something that can get you to that level of athleticism is if you're only putting in the hours that the rest of your teammates are putting in, you're at that probably cooler level 1 tier. Yeah. You have to put in work apart from the work that your team is putting in.
Yeah, we have that conversation with my team all the time. Yep. Like, I have how many hours out of the week with you realistically? Maybe on a good week, max 8 hours. And how many hours are actually in a week? And like, you can't get much done in 8 hours.
Yeah, and so that doesn't, for the different athletes out there, that can be the way that you take care of your body on like a recovery level. Not everything is breaking your body down. Let's also state that, because that's a whole different level. But if you're only putting in the hours that everybody else on your team is putting in, you're not going to get ahead. And that goes way beyond just sports, but work and marriage and all of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, Joey has just
taken over.
The show.
Taken over.
Baby. Yeah, she loves the attention. So, what is it like going from being a college athlete, and even if it's Division III, it's still college athletics at the end of the day. But what is it like transitioning from being?
Well, first things first is I realized that training, when you don't have your sport to keep you in shape, training is so hard. And it makes me really, respect those people who are like competing in,
physique competitions.
Yeah, physique competitions. Or just like you see like that one 40-year-old mom that's just so toned with her great arms and she fits in her daughter's skinny jeans or whatever it is. And you're just like, how do you even have that? How do you have that much energy? After being an athlete, because my sport was my passion, right? And that's so easy to go out and play and use that as a source of staying in shape. Finding passion working out in a gym has been a journey. I'm almost 30, and I think I just figured it out.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason why I love working with the teens and the kids that I work with is, yes, I want them to, one, stay healthy during season, but the workouts that I do with them and my main goal behind training these kids is so that they don't have to hit that hurdle when they're an adult. Like, I want them to pay attention. So pay attention, kids.
Pay attention.
The team that was messing around, you know exactly who you are. I had to call you out, but that is why I want you to pay attention, because it's not about the workout today. It's not about this season. It's about when you're an adult. Mm-hmm. The discipline that you have is going to carry on, so that by the time, look, you're going to be 30 one day. You're not going to want to. You're not going to want to. You're not. I'm still saying something important, kids. You're not going to want to wake up early and do your workout, because like people at work, the 9 to 5. I don't know how they, like, you would have to work out before work.
Absolutely.
Because spending a whole day at work, and then these dogs.
Joey, kennel.
Yeah, people that work out post 5 p.m., congrats to you, because that is a different level of discipline. But if it wasn't for me having the career that I have, I don't know. I would have to find a way, which before kids, waking up early to work out, whatever. Mm-hmm. But with kids, you can't just leave your partner to deal with the morning by themselves to go work out. But, I mean, communicating, I guess that's one thing that we can talk about, is how to balance working out as a couple.
Yeah, but our schedule is extremely
our schedule is unique, but I would say prioritize who has what days. Mm-hmm. And you should be working out ideally 3 days a week of some type of movement or resistance or whatever.
We used to do like family workouts in our living room. This was back when cable was a thing and commercials were on. But for the 4 minutes.
I'm out the show on this.
I'm just talking about healthier habits as a family, instead of us just like sitting around. That we would do like plank competitions for those 4 minutes. Mm-hmm. And it was just something that was fun. The whole family did it. And when the whole family did it, my parents would do it, because they were very sedentary at that point. Because they were the 9 to 5 workers, even longer. Speak on it, trainer. Go ahead.
Look, you can't. I'm gonna sound like a jerk, but doing workouts during commercial breaks or stuff like that, it's fun. It's family bonding. That part of it, positive. But if that is the only example of working out that you're giving to your kids, that is not it.
It wasn't the only example, but
yeah. I'm just keep my mouth shut before I get in trouble.
I won't get you in trouble.
Yeah.
You're the professional in this case.
Yeah, like your kids are gonna watch everything that you do, and so the small things. I'm not saying like go talk about how sore you are because of the workout, but they're gonna see, oh, daddy's coming back from workout. Mommy, you were at the gym. Like, that's the stuff that is going to, it's just habits that they're observing, habits of yours that they are observing.
Yes, that makes
Them
sense.
understanding that you are prioritizing your physical health is a good thing.
Yeah. But if we go back to talking about the 9 to 5 workers and schedules and how to actually balance that out.
Okay.
Would you say that that's a good starting point?
That is a way to start. Yes. But the best way is turn off that dang TV and do something intense, even if it's just 5 minutes of high intensity, whatever, 10 minutes, probably 10 minutes, 10 minutes of something. You can spare the TV show to do some type of HIIT. That's technically not HIIT, but HISS training. Yeah. We'll go into the metabolic systems and high intensity interval training versus high intensity steady state a different day. We'll do a workout specific day. But
you also have to think as if you're not a trainer, which I could not ask you to ever do, because you've been like this your whole life. But for someone who has no flipping idea what they're doing, terrified of a gym,
humble yourself and find a coach. You don't got to pay a bunch of money, but like find somebody that's going to hold you accountable. And yeah.
What if you can't afford it?
That's what I said. It's okay. Are we going to go there?
I'm just asking.
this is the objection that I would get.
Yeah.
You're going into 24-hour fitness mart and you're stirring up something that is, so people that would come up to me and say, I can't afford X, Y, or Z. Personal training, one-on-one, I understand that is expensive. So let me just start there. Mm-hmm. But there are group training, there are classes, there are things, there are options that are going to be out there for less than $100 a month. And unless you're already scraping the barrel with being disciplined on your spending habits, whatever. For those 1% that is, fine. But people that are going out and getting Starbucks or getting their this or getting their that, your money is going somewhere else. So you need to prioritize where you're spending your money and understand that it is a true investment.
Yes.
So, and that's 99% of people that give that objection.
Yes.
It's people that are already not sorry, I'm kidding.
See, Martin goes into like this Mamba trainer mode.
Well, yeah, because if somebody is going to ask me, how do I get something done? I tell them how to do it.
Yes.
And there's no excuses. So if you're saying that you want it, I'm gonna picture as if you want it.
Right.
So
this is where I think we're a good balance.
What?
Because I definitely don't think that way. I go into like the mental health and wellness capacity of like someone's behaviors.
It's extremely mentally empowering to accomplish something.
Absolutely. How do you get someone to do that?
Yeah,
how do you switch that
how
flip?
do you not make sure that you as a trainer are wanting it more than them?
Yes.
You can't.
Exactly.
So I don't know. Because that is something that I experience with the kids that I work with. Again, I'm also realizing that I don't want to have them burn out. So I am trying to make these workouts seem long term. And when the kids, when there is because there are certain kids, and if you think it's you, it's probably not you. But there are some kids that I do have that level of like, I don't know, relationship or respect with, where I can challenge them. Like actually challenge them. I know that they're paying attention during the workouts. I know that they, that doesn't mean that it's always going to be the hardest workouts, but you do things, again, speaking to that verse, for an audience of one, you do things to execute it well.
Right.
You don't just do it to check off a box.
So you teach, if we're teaching our kids this behavior at this age, because when I played sports, there was none of this.
Yeah, I wish.
Because I would have learned a lot more.
We'll invite my friend Stefan on, who was an NFL athlete, and he'll give a true insight. And just from observing of like, dude, that kid, he's a man now. as like from a young age, he was putting in that extra work. And I didn't start putting in that extra work until I was going into my senior year of high school. Yeah. My junior year, I guess, okay, never mind. I started working out with Coach Ware my junior year.
Okay.
But like him and I and Myron we'd wake up before school, do our workouts, because we had workouts for football PE 2 days a week. The other 2 days a week, we were waking up early before school to go do it. And then when college came around, on top of that, like if you're spending your summer breaks enjoying your summer break, you're not going to get better as an athlete.
No.
But we would, an hour and a half of workout, because when you're working out with friends, it's going to take longer just because you don't, whatever. But it was an hour and a half of workouts. Then we'd go do workouts. Well, eat. Make sure you are nourishing your body. But then we would go and do another hour or hour and a half of field work. So sports specific drills and skills are just as important as resistance training. And then making sure you get a good amount of sleep.
Yeah, sleep is definitely something that's important.
I probably went on too much of a tangent there, but this is the type of stuff that gets me,
This is your passion, and
this is what gets me going. Yeah, and it's good because it gets me back into that mindset, and I'm starting to think maybe I'm taking it too easy on some of these kids.
Maybe some of these kids can take on a little bit more of a load.
Yeah. So if you're one of the kids and you're watching this, find me during the workouts and say, Coach, I'm ready for that next level challenge. Mm-hmm. So to the two people that are watching, or that made it this far at least.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk those questions that you had in there, or do we want to maybe answer some questions from the kids?
Let's talk about
those that like what workouts look like, food intake, vitamins, like that can be a whole separate fitness day type conversation.
It could, but that's why we're having it today.
Okay, as an athlete, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So, what do workouts look like? What did your workouts look like when you were an athlete, and what do your workouts look like now?
I try to keep the same. Look, it's not as intense. I'm not an ego lifter. I'm not strong. That's not my thing. But the frequency looks the same.
Okay.
2 days focused on lower body, 2 days focused on upper body. There's always core in the mix. I'm not talking about like legs, no, lower body movements. Think of movement patterns. Don't just, the bro split is for bodybuilders, and it has its, look, at the end of the day, do whatever's going to work for you. But when I say lower body, I'm just talking about movements such as squats, hinging, lunging. Those are the leg focused or lower body focused movements combined with core stability. So supersets are a great way to keep metabolic conditioning there to some degree, but it's not, my workouts are not as challenging now as when they were in high school. Over the summer, I was like, you know what? I'm putting these kids through a summer training program. Let me just see if I can keep up with them and do it for 8 weeks. I did. My body felt it.
Yeah.
Like the rebounding is different. But anyways, 2 days of lower body focus, 2 days of upper body focus, and then pretty consistent about a 5th day, whether it be Friday or Saturday.
I don't know what's going on with the dogs today. They're real.
We fed them. We take care of our dogs. Okay, so
they're just pretty mellow.
Yeah. And that 5th day is usually a total body, whether it be a circuit or more agility based type training, something a little bit more challenging on the metabolic phase of things. Okay. And that's pretty much how it was in high school or in college. More power movements in college and heavier workloads. But as far as like the design itself, 2 lower body days, 2 upper body days, and yeah.
Okay. My workouts
involve moving the couch and
we did some
taking Gigi for a walk.
Well, now, yes, but workouts in high school. First things first. I love my dad. My dad was my motivator when I was training, and he's like, get up at 5 a.m., go train before. And this was also like my junior year of high school when I was like, yeah, I think I want to play in college. And, but I didn't know how to like do a program. And I was just told to like push heavy weight.
That's a very dangerous approach to
stack the plates, do the core,
do the squats,
And all we ever did, I never touched upper body, which I'm obsessed with now that I'm older. And I wish that I learned that when I was younger because it would have changed my game. But I was solely core and legs, and then just like the scrawniest upper body you could possibly see. And I'm like, oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
And plyometrics every single day. There was no skip on plyometrics.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, my joints are suffering.
Yeah. And so that's to tie into like what I would do if older Martin is talking to high school Martin. Yes, in order to be athletic and powerful in your sport, you do need to have some days dedicated to, heavier type lifting, but start with body weight. If you cannot do a split lunge for 20 reps at body weight, you don't need to, or if you can't do body weight anything for 20 reps, don't start loading.
Yeah.
And I maybe we'll save that for the 4-quadrant type day. I'm going to get
program design.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll spend a whole day on program design.
Okay.
If people care to listen to that.
Yeah, that might be
We'll
like
see.
a quick little 20-minute video for you. Okay, vitamins or actually food intake change, vitamins, probiotics. How is that? That's definitely changed since our high school.
Oh, yeah. College, it was very clean eating.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I take that back. During season, actually, I feel like I was pretty clean eater in college. Although I still had a soft spot for desserts, like cookies.
You still do, sir.
Yeah.
That has not changed.
But just having a colorful plate, really, as far as supplements or whatnot, I would recommend creatine as a consistent. Like there's so many studies that show that it's good and consistent. Although would I recommend any of this to like Kayala or Gigi when they're going to be
in high school?
No. I honestly don't know. I would
their
say
bodies are healthy enough.
Yeah.
There comes a point
Protein
where your
and
body
aminos
stops
would
doing
be the
things.
two.
Yeah.
Some type of protein shake with milk, just because it's some extra calories, but protein shake of some sort and amino acids would be the, I guess, two staples.
Yeah. I'd say the importance of supplements is because your body is not producing something. It
is exactly what it stands for, supplement.
Yeah. It's supposed to be just an extra little boost. It's not supposed to be taking away a lot of, I know kids take it, especially like supplemental proteins. And
I see kids.
They don't really know what it's supposed to be doing. It's like an example is like collagen. Once you get into your 20s, you lose out on collagen every year. And that's why wrinkles, whatever, thinning skin. So you supplement collagen because your body's not producing enough of it. So it's the same thing with vitamins, minerals, foods, and all those things. But that could be a whole nother thing too.
Yep. Quick break while I grab the books for the questions from the kids before I forget. Okay. Go ahead. Keep talking about stuff.
Mm.
In the back. So we're already at probably, I don't know, 50 minutes here.
Did we already do verse and reflection?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
the part that the kids care about most is the questions that they asked us.
Do we have new questions on here or same thing?
I haven't seen them since. But, I mean, there's still some that we haven't answered on here.
Oh, you wanted to touch on trauma.
Okay, yes. Right? One of the questions on here was trauma dump. And here's what I'm going to say about that. No. First of all, because talking about traumatic stuff on a social media platform just for clout is stupid. I don't care if that sounds rude, but there's too much of that nowadays on social media. You don't do that for clout or for attention or for that's not it. Trauma or traumatic experiences are meant to be shared with people that are close to you to help you heal from that experience, not just for the sake of talking about it, to talk about it. Don't go watch your stupid reality show or whatever if that's what you're trying to get. But
trauma,
go watch your
dumb
Vanderpump Rules. That's so
stupid. Don't talk about my Vanderpump Rules.
That is stupid. People just watch that because of the drama and trauma that's on it, and that's why these kids. Sorry, I'm gonna go on a whole nother tangent here. That's why these kids are the way that they are, is because of how dumb the shows are. It all started with Jersey Shore. It all started so
reality
dumb.
TV.
Reality TV is the dumbest thing.
It is. It definitely is. You lose brain cells watching it for sure.
Yes.
But I think it's definitely scrolling has become more intoxicating than I think reality TV.
Look, have we had our fair share of traumatic experiences?
Yes.
Yes. Are we going to talk about it on here for the sake of giving you the tea? No, because that's just dumb. So whoever asked that, I hope you were just asking it to be funny and not something that you actually care about, because I'm not going to give it to you.
I think a lot of these kids are one of our little bits should definitely be things that our kids ask us. Like
this?
Like Maddie. Okay, so I'm just gonna call her out because I think
she'll never watch this anyways.
No, and I love her to bits and pieces. She reminds me of
since she was 13,
since she was 15, and this is her
14.
14, and she's 18 now. So I've had her for a long time. She's kind of like my mini me. I'm sure we're gonna be great friends even after she graduates. But again, I am how far along am I? I'm 28 weeks pregnant. I'm married with a toddler, and she had to come up to me at practice, and she was like, "Hey, coach, do you have a huzz?" And I was like, "Huh?" I don't even know if I'm saying it right. And I was like, "I have no idea what huzz is, and I don't understand this lingo." And essentially, she was asking me if in other words, if I have any other eye candy. And I was like, "Well, I'm pregnant. My only eye candy is my husband." And so I can easily say no.
That's right. I'm all the eye candy you need.
But it's just these kids
stupid.
just say the silliest things because it's.
Yeah, I'm also. Do I call her out?
I mean, is it going to be mean?
I won't. I will not take a stab because, yeah, it's not relevant. So no, I'm not going to do it.
Okay. No, but they just ask funny things. And I think just to say it, if anything.
Yeah.
There's no like real emotion tied behind it. I was like, why? Because I even asked her, I'm like, why would you ask me that? She's like, I don't know. I just thought I'd ask. Yeah. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, no, stupid. I'm disappointed in you, Maddie.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to teach me new words, and I just don't get it.
Yeah,
and it's like borderline, a little bit of making
trying
fun
to make
of Coach
Riley culturally relevant.
Yeah, which will never happen. I've never been culturally relevant ever.
We already talked about that.
Old souls for life.
All right, you got a question or what?
Let's see. We should do a candy salad and weights. That's not a question.
That's not a question. That's a request. And request denied. No candy salad in weight room. So.
Okay. So what's your biggest hear me out?
My biggest hear me out. Hear me out. Vanderpump Rules is just toxic. All reality show is toxic for you high schooler and middle schoolers. That's a hot take, or hear me out, whatever. It's just
not
stupid.
Hear me out.
To me, it is. Hear me out. Stop watching that junk.
No. Okay. We've talked about this before. What's your actual hear me out?
Fine. My actual, you share one of yours then while I think about it, because I know you got one.
I had a whole list. And I don't remember now.
Yep, pregnancy brain.
Oh, dear. What's his name? I think I said Gerard Butler. No, I said old Denzel Washington.
Okay, we're clearly talking about two different hear me outs.
Remember what hear me out is?
Hear me out is whatever. Go ahead.
It's the things that you like that people are like, ugh, why?
Okay. So yeah, Denzel.
Remember me, you, and my sister did it.
Yeah. Again, a totally irrelevant conversation.
That was one of the questions.
I know, but that's... Hear me out doesn't always have to be a... sensual thing.
I just find him attractive.
Okay. So we weren't on the same page.
No.
That's fine. Hear me out. Denzel's attractive. Yeah. I mean, he's a smooth... yeah. I was going to try and give my Denzel impression. No.
So
hear you out.
One of your hear me outs that you told me was the M&M. The female M&M, the green M&M.
That was just a joke. Hear me out, but the green M&M. That's because it just played. The commercial just played.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was a flop of a question. Hear me out.
No, you turned it into a lesson.
Right. Hear me out.
These kids are not.
What you're watching is junk
all the time. Yes.
Look, look, this is an athletic episode. I'm stuck in that mindset right now, okay?
I can see that.
Yes. Nope. Go ahead. I guess you can ask another one.
There's not a lot of questions on here that are not related to
that type of stuff.
Yes.
All right. How did you know what you wanted to do when you grew up?
I did, and I'm almost 30.
She fought it for so long. I knew that coaching was her trajectory and path for a long time. She always just kind of viewed it as like a gig.
Yeah.
But not until like a year or two ago did she finally realize that's her calling.
I would like to say I'm good at connecting pieces. I'm very analytical, but I jumped into coaching just because the things that I was learning that I wish I did know in high school that could have completely changed my game. I was like, I have to teach this to kids. Like, how are coaches? How did my coaches not teach me this? And it was like I was like frustrated. I was fueled, and I was like, I can't let if someone has a great opportunity to be the best they can be, but someone doesn't help give them the tools, regardless of like their time and money, then what are we doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I knew my senior year of high school, we had this thing at Vista High called Senior X, which is a senior exhibition. Part of your final was to get in front of a panel of teachers and talk for, I don't know, 7 to 10 minutes about what career path you wanted to follow. And this was when Biggest Loser was on season like, I don't know, 7 or 10 or whatever. But it was still somewhat trendy, the show Biggest Loser. And so I did personal training, but it was also my junior year in high school that the middle of my 3 sisters was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Mm-hmm. And so putting an emphasis on health, and also my dad still is obese. He lost it for a while. And then when Gigi was born, or he lost some weight to get ready to be a grandpa, and then it just came right back. But sorry to air out that, but it ties into the reason why I became a trainer was because I've always wanted to help push people. And I feel like I've always been good at holding people accountable. So, which also ties into another question of what did you study in school? Therefore, I chose to study kinesiology with the emphasis in exercise sciences.
Ditto. Except
Yep.
Mine's in health and wellness.
Yep. And another question, since it's all going to tie in there, what college did you go to? That's what you were going to do as the boxing intro.
I was.
He claims he went to Cornell, but not that Cornell.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went to Cornell College, not Cornell University. I was not an Ivy Leaguer. My class did classes one class at a time. It was a small liberal arts school in Mount Vernon, Iowa. But I loved that one class at a time. If Gianna gets the chance to. So my college schedule, we had classes for 3.5 weeks of just one class. Then we had a 4-day weekend. So let's say it was anatomy. We'd have Monday through Friday class, morning session, afternoon session for 3.5 weeks. It was great for languages because taking Spanish 1, 2, and 3 back to back to back.
I'd rather have workload for one class over 3 at a time.
Although the hard part of it, being a liberal arts school, was every class had a paper due. I was writing at least a 2-page paper every night with a 5-page paper due every week.
I do remember you doing that.
And I was not a strong. It made me a better writer, that's for sure. But yeah, you.
I went to Palomar College, transferred to USK, and now I'm currently going back to school to hopefully get my master's and become a speech pathologist. So, still in school forever and ever.
Yep. All right, questions to one another. Or do you have a question for me, or is it just me having a question for you?
I think it's just you.
All right.
Today.
It's okay. Pregnancy brain. Speaking of athleticism, part of being an athlete is working out, and part of working out is having a good workout playlist. So, what songs are on your workout playlist? Are just songs that you work out to in general?
Okay. Am I going first or are you?
Yeah, you go first.
Okay. My go-to, it's always some sort of J. Cole song.
Mm-hmm.
I think it just depends on what I'm doing.
Speaking of Maddie, she was like 2 years ago or something. Coach, do you know who J. Cole is?
No, she
like,
didn't.
Yes, she did.
No, she didn't.
I was like, Maddie, I grew up with Cole. Not with him, but listening to him. So, yeah, him and I go way back. Yeah. No, sorry. So, yeah, some part of J. Cole.
Oh, my gosh.
So,
she asked the silliest questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it just depends on what I'm doing. If I'm running or I'm doing some kind of cardio or HIIT training where I know I like can hear myself breathing, I have to listen to something calm, and I can't remember exactly what that song is.
It's Ville Mentality, because that's my running song too.
Yes.
So from the 2014 Forest Hills Drive album, Ville Mentality. I'm sorry.
You're right.
No, it's not that album.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
I'm gonna look it up.
Go ahead.
Ville Mentality.
Yep, it's not that album.
It is. Oh, was it no? It's No Role Models, huh? That song is called.
Yeah. Is that your song that you're talking about? No Role Models?
No. That is on the list, though. I do listen to that. Oh, my goodness. I should have wrote down all my songs.
Come on.
Okay. My next song, don't judge me for this.
I'm not.
Okay. I love listening to Acknowledge Me by Doja Cat.
No judgment.
Okay. And then currently it's Cobra by Meg Thee Stallion.
Okay, all this.
I know. I think you would like Acknowledge Me because she's actually got some pretty good lyrics behind it. But Cobra is mainly just for the beat, honestly.
Yeah, there's definitely songs that you listen to just for the beat.
Yeah. But I can't listen to NWA on repeat all the time unless I want to be angry. Usually I listen to that
that's
one.
That's more so like a seasonal type.
Yeah. It's if I'm lifting heavy for power, then yeah.
It depends on the mindset, because if I'm lifting heavy, or if something is kind of irritating me.
Yes.
No Vaseline by Ice Cube is definitely like, if you're in that kind of frustrated workout, some NWA will definitely do the trick.
And that used to be like a go-to in high school when I was constantly angry as a player.
Yeah.
Weightlifter, whatever.
It's so different. In high school was a lot of 90s hip hop.
Yes. All day, every day.
Tupac and
we can listen to island music and work out now, and it's like, it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I feel like I'm like borderline yoga / heart rate's up, so it's great.
So more songs from you, or you good?
No.
Okay. So mine, definitely, if I'm running, to start off, only if it's an outdoor run.
Okay.
If it's an outdoor run, Ville Mentality, J. Cole, For Your Eyes Only album.
Mm-hmm.
Now running on a treadmill, or the curved treadmill, self-propelled one, it's got to be something from Logic's Confessions of a Dangerous Mind album.
Okay, that's a good
one. That fast pace. And if I'm doing 5 reps or less, I need R&B. That slow pace, especially. I'm like, if my phone is ever playing on the speakers at the gym one day, you're just gonna hear.
When you say R&B, you mean like Boys to Men, or
no, slower? I'm talking about like
SWV. You're always on my mind.
Like Brian McKnight.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Love music, R&B.
Yeah, because I need that slow pace, that slow tempo.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Now, if I'm just my regular functional type workouts, some type of island music. Okay. Or if there's ever an album that comes out, I'm going to listen to that for the week while I'm working out.
Yeah, you are pretty good about staying up to date with
whether it be whoever, the artists that I follow, if any one of them releases a new album, I'll be listening to it, even if you don't like it. Like
most of the time
Bumpin' Uglies was I'm a lyrical person.
You are.
I like the creativity of their lyrics, and so I don't like pop trendy type songs. Like obviously it has its plays, but I have definitely moved on from. I never really was a big Drake fan.
No.
Like he does have some good workout songs, but at the end of the day, no. I'd rather listen to Logic or Cole.
Well, same. I'd rather listen to Alan Stone while I'm on the Stairmaster.
Yeah. Alan Stone's new album.
Yes.
What's it called? Mystical. Anyways.
I don't know. It's blue. That's all I can think of right now.
What about your cool down music?
I think it's called Mystery.
Yep. Cool down music. Stretching music.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's Alan Stone currently.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet Little Rainbows. Oh my gosh. I like melt to that song all the time. And I don't know what it is. There's like a part of it where I'm like, I could either relate this to a relationship or I can totally relate this to like God in a way.
A relationship or our relationship? What do you mean a? What other relationships are you thinking about?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Our relationship, or I just meant like being in a relationship, or the way you, like, I kind of listen to it almost like worship music, and I'm like, praise Jesus.
No, and there's
like a little bit of
people are probably going to disagree with this, but worship specific music, I'm not like, there are some moments in my life where like, yeah, but I feel like I tend to find God in what's secular music, honestly.
Yeah, and like small verses of what they're saying.
Yeah, like you can feel the passion behind people's. You're like, wow.
Yeah, I have no idea what it's actually intended for, but to me, I'm like, oh, that hit.
And how you resonate with a song is going to matter more than
Because I like some worship. I can't get down to all worship, especially rap worship music.
Yeah. I will say though, so he's not like a worship artist by any means, but Dominic Bali, I can listen to him and work out because he's got that like
a reggae.
He's a reggae, but with like a good solid upbeat flow.
Yeah.
And his lyricism is,
Yeah, he is really good. He's really creative.
And he keeps it authentic.
Yeah. I think we like the artistic side of the artist when it comes down to like.
Yeah, I mean, understand that every artist has to go through their like mainstream phase.
Yeah.
But once artists let go, and I know J. Cole had his on the Friday Night Lights album. He talks about it, but the stuff releasing now seems to be more like once they make their, sign their deal and do whatever. The albums number 5, 6, or 7 are usually going to be where you get the real,
the real artist.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, that's all I got.
That's all I got.
One of the longer episodes, but
yeah.
Once you get me talking about like, once Coach Martin comes out, I just go on rants. So forgive me for that.
And it doesn't stop. It's like tunnel vision.
It's the same thing with our relationship, and once I'm going or correcting some type of thing, I can see in her eyes where she's like, if you don't stop, I'm gonna smack you. Okay, I pushed too many buttons. Like, no. All right, so let us know what songs you like working out to.
Yes, and keep us up to date on what kids are actually telling us with their lingo.
Yeah, and if you're one of the athletes that watch this and you've made it this far, let me know at the workout if you want to be challenged for real. And if you're done messing around, you know who you are.
Yeah. But with that being said, good night, everyone.
Good night. Oh, wrong one.
Should I do it?
Good night.